GPT-3 is sort of the first incarnation of the second wave of generative modeling technology. The first wave being the deep fakes, where we're just generating fake images. With GPT, though, what we're finding is they're able to sort of input how to operate a vehicle, for instance. And then with the GPT model, we're actually seeing results coming back of additional 2 paragraphs. It might actually include maintenance on that vehicle, well above what was originally just entered into the model itself. So it's actually generating new content that is very much human-like, that it's not even just automated content anymore. It's actually new, unique content that is very human-like. And this is what we're seeing in GPT-3. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about deep fakes and essentially the area of generative modeling of AI. What that means is it's a whole branch of AI that talks about generating content from essentially either trained latent spaces of data or essentially just generating one-off content from, in some perceptions, almost out of nowhere. So you get these models that are like the GPT-3, which is a form of natural language processing transformer that can generate some really good natural language text once you prompt it with some input text.
One of the things that captivated my attention was just how in the area of creative arts, which in my mind has always been an area that's been sanctified just for humans, might be something that this type of technology might start to find itself showing up in. So for example, using deepfake approaches, a movie production company might be able to create a movie using an actor or an actress that wasn't even on set. And so just with that realization alone, just in terms of the creative arts, it really had me thinking about some of the creative uses of these advances.
There are lots of good uses of these deep fake or generative adversarial networks these days, but recently most of the articles are focusing on the negative sides, which is easy to see the potential harms, but I think the good in this is more than the bad, and we need to educate ourselves to trust only reputable resources.
I totally agree. I think that we hear a lot about the dangers of deepfakes, people getting hacked or just fake news and things like that. But it's just that it recognizes finer details to things that we don't really recognize or we don't really think about. So like Tim mentioned, with being able to use deepfakes for art purposes or for movies or things like that, you can bring people back to life technically. And that would be really useful. Like say you can have Abraham Lincoln teaching people about American history, and that would make it way more entertaining than having a movie about American history, a movie that's super old and just doesn't help to make the information stick, right? So I think that there can be a lot of good uses for deepfakes.
So for example, one of the video I was watching that actually people have been using deepfake to help produce like a fake news, such as creating fake videos of politicians. And as a result, this could actually manipulate media, which can influence political conversations and perception of public figures. So I definitely have seen a lot of, I would say, inappropriate usage of this technology so far, which worries me a lot, because again, without like a proper governance and also control, especially for like a powerful general modeling like this, we really don't know like how the technology could lead us.
I think one of the other ways that this technology will help, particularly in the area of arts, is it democratizes entertainment and art. If we think about pieces of art that are very rare, let's say the Mona Lisa, where there's only one of it in the world. Well, if all of a sudden it is no longer special and everyone can have their own Mona Lisa, that might help to eliminate some of the counterfeit markets where pirating occurs or bootleg copies. So there definitely would be some positive benefits of having this type of technology that's further developed.
Another application, which is, I think, very important application of deepfake is the medical applications. Deepfakes are used to generate many fake images, medical images that can use to train the networks for detecting different disease.
Because it can capture so many details and be more like it's creating virtual humans, then I think in the medical field it would be really useful for, say, like if you have a virtual nurse that you talk to about your symptoms when you're sick, or just having like a virtual tutorial of how to take a medication or something, and having that human looking person explaining everything to you would make you feel better, make you feel more comfortable about what you're doing and that you're doing it right.
The other, I would say, example, the other concern I have for the technology is more related to potentially privacy breach and also identity theft. Given right now using the like this model or technology, it will be so easy for people to fake the videos, which means potentially it might also be easy for them to pretend another person. So try to imagine that if like someone else is trying to pretend as you and making some fake videos in order to gain inappropriate access to your assets or your data, it will actually end up being as like a disaster, because what that means is like the potential, I would say, identity theft actually will be booming or will be increased a lot more compared to right now, just given the, I would say, lack of governance, especially, and also lack of safeguarding of the technology. And specifically for deepfake, again, I'm thinking about the jobs that need to involve a lot of potential like a filming or like a video. For example, we have seen some examples where they have used the AI technology to pretty much act as like a video podcast, or like a reporter. For example, we have seen like a reporter on the TV, even using like a deepfake technology. So those could be the example where I've seen, or where I feel like definitely could be impacted and also replaced by the new technology.